Let's try another example. We're going to start by labeling our amplitude and our period. Remember, the amplitude is always, oops, that should be green, always the number multiplying in front. So we've got multiplying right there. So our amplitude is 2. And we're going to ignore the negative sign until the very end. Our period is always going to be 2 pi divided by the number inside. And keep in mind, pi is also a number. So that whole thing is your period. So we're going to do 2 pi divided by 3 pi. My pi's on top and bottom will cancel, so I get 2/3. So I have an amplitude of 2 and a period of 2/3. Now let's graph it. Our amplitude goes up and down from the center. So up 2, down 2. And that creates our top barrier and our bottom barrier. So we're starting to see our rectangles get formed for our wave shape. Let's do the period. Period is 2/3 wide. So I'm going to go 2/3, and I can do another one, 4/3, which is 2 more, 6/3, 8/3, 10/3, and I can go the other direction, -2/3, -4/3. There we go. And our period, here's our left fence, and our period needs to be 2/3 wide. Oops, that's the thing. And I forgot to draw our amplitude. There we go, 2 and 2. And now I can see there's my box. But remember, you should always have at least 2 boxes. So I'm going to do 3. We'll do another one over there and another one over there. And now I've got 1, 2, 3 boxes. So next, I look up at my equation. This is a cosine curve. Cosine goes top, bottom, top. But I have that sneaky negative in front. That's going to flip my cosine curve to be bottom, top, bottom. So this is the shape that I have to fit into each of these boxes. So draw this in, bottom, top, bottom, bottom, top, bottom, bottom, top, bottom. And there's our cosine curve. And we're done. That's it. Okay, this last one, I'm going to have you try on your own. I will help you get started, and then I want you to try to graph it by yourself. So we're going to start with amplitude, which is always the number in front, being multiplied, and period, which is the number multiplied on the inside, and it's always going to be 2 pi divided by that number. There's our number. Now this period might look a little weird. You just have to remember the leave, flip, change rule. Leave the numerator, flip the denominator, change that division to multiplying. And I can put that 2 pi over 1 if that helps me a little bit. You can always put anything over 1. So when I look at this one, I can see I have a 2 on top and a 2 on bottom that's going to cancel. And that's going to give me 5 pi. So each of my curves, each of my waves should be 5 pi wide. So knowing that, I want you to pause the video, try to sketch this graph on your own using what we've learned so far, and then come back to see how you did. Let's check what you got with what I got. Our amplitude is 3, so that means I go up 3, down 3 to make my amplitude barrier lines. My period is 5 pi, so that means each of these curves needs to be 5 pi wide. So 5 pi, 5 pi more is 10 pi, 15 pi, just adding it to itself. Or I could go in the negative direction and negative 5 pi, because we're going to the left now. And that created my boxes. So then I came in here and said this is a cosine wave, which goes top, bottom, top, and there's no negative in front to flip it. So I just go top, bottom, top, top, bottom, top, top, bottom, top in each of my boxes, and I'm done. In the next video, we'll do a sine wave and talk about how the sine wave is a little different than the cosine.